You know, in modern sports, there are some names that just stand out. And Virat Kohli, he's absolutely one of them. We're not just talking about a great cricketer here, we're talking about an icon, someone who completely redefined greatness. So let's get into the story of the man who truly rules the cricket pitch.
And look, the king isn't just some clever marketing slogan. In the world of international cricket, which is brutally competitive, you don't just get a title like that. No way. You have to earn it. And he earned it through years of just insane performance, pure dominance, and this incredible will to win. That nickname, it tells you everything you need to know about where he stands in the sport.
And of course, a title like that has to be backed up by some serious numbers. And boy, does he have them. Check this out. Over 10,000 runs in one-day internationals. And the craziest part? He got there faster than pretty much anyone else in the history of the game. That just shows you the man's consistency and his absolute hunger for runs were on another level.
But you know, every legend has a beginning, right? And for Kohli, that beginning was on the streets of Delhi. It was all about raw talent and just a massive love for the game. So it makes you wonder, how does a kid from a regular middle-class family go on to become this global phenomenon?
I mean, the speed of his rise was just staggering. Think about it. At 9 years old, he's already in a proper cricket academy. Then fast forward to 2008, he's not just on the under-19 team, he's the captain leading them to a World Cup win. And in that same year, he makes his debut for the senior national team. Wild. And then, just 3 years after that, he's a crucial player in India's World Cup victory. It's just a mind-blowing, meteoric rise.
So once he got to that world stage, it didn't take him long at all to make a name for himself. This is really the part of his story where he goes from being this exciting young player to a guy who could single-handedly win you a match. And he did it most often when the pressure was absolutely cranked up to the max.
And this really gets to the core of what made him so special as a batsman. They started calling him the chase master. Now, chasing a score in limited overs cricket, it's all about nerve. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. And Kohli, he was the master. I mean, time after time, he'd be out there, cool as a cucumber, guiding his team to a win. He made these impossible-looking tasks seem almost easy. And that's the key thing to remember. He didn't just rack up runs for the sake of it. He scored the runs that actually won the game.
Okay, so we know he was an incredible batsman, but his impact went way beyond just his own scores. When he took over as captain, he completely kicked off a new era for Indian cricket. And I'm not just talking about winning more games. He changed the entire culture of the team.
And the results under his leadership? They were just phenomenal. I mean, he took India to #1 in the world in Test cricket and kept them there for ages. That's a huge deal. But you know what was maybe even bigger? He led them to these massive, historic wins in places where Indian teams had always found it tough. He basically built a squad that was feared everywhere, a team that could win anywhere on the planet.
And this really sums up his whole approach as a captain. It was a two-pronged attack, really. First, fitness. He demanded a whole new level of physical conditioning, turning the team into absolute athletes. Second, the mindset. He brought in this aggressive, fearless brand of cricket. The goal wasn't just to go out and compete anymore. No, the goal was to go out and dominate.
All right, let's switch gears a bit and talk about the IPL, the biggest, flashiest T20 league in the world. As you can imagine, this was another stage where Kohli just absolutely shone.
You know, in today's sports world, players jump from team to team all the time. But not Kohli. His loyalty is actually pretty incredible. He has played for just one team, Royal Challengers Bangalore, right from the very start of the IPL back in 2008. I mean, that kind of commitment is rare, and because of it, he's become the face of that franchise.
Okay, just look at that number, 973. In the 2016 IPL season, Virat Kohli wasn't just on fire. He was playing a completely different sport. To score that many runs in one T20 season, it's a record that still stands. And honestly, it feels like one of those records that might just never be broken. It was one of those legendary performances people will be talking about for decades. So when you pull all of this together, what's the big picture? What is Virat Kohli's legacy going to be? Well, it's pretty clear it's about so much more than just what he did on the cricket pitch.
And I mean, the official recognition is all there. He's got the awards to prove it, both India and internationally. We're talking India's highest honor for an athlete, major civilian awards, not to mention being named the best cricketer on the planet by the ICC, and not just once, but multiple times. It's basically the official stamp on a career that was just defined by excellence. But you know, when you strip it all away, maybe this is the most important part of his legacy. It's the inspiration. For millions of kids in India and all over the world who want to play sports, he's the guy. He's the benchmark for what it means to be dedicated, to be disciplined, and to be passionate. He basically created a blueprint for an entire generation, showing them what can happen when he mixes incredible talent with just unbelievably hard work.
So, what's it going to be? When we look back on his career years from now, beyond all the crazy stats and the trophies, what's the one thing we'll remember about King Kohli? Was it the way he changed captaincy forever, his genius and a run chase, or was it just the way he inspired people? I guess that's the real question, and the answer will really decide his place in the history books.